Here's a weird question. What if I'm a buyer living in Las Vegas and I want to move to San Antonio? Well, I can't do those things. I can't drive the neighborhood and I can't talk to neighbors. How does working with you help me?
So what I've done with a lot of people that live out of town and don't want to physically come here to look at the houses and tour the houses is I ask them if they have any friends or family that are willing to tour the houses with them or for them, because that's going to give them a lot more insight, a lot more opinions. Maybe they have certain questions that they would like to bounce off those people that are looking for them, and maybe those people know their taste a little bit better than I do. But if they don't have that option, what I can do is I can go tour the house for you, and I'll make like a little tour video, and I'll point out upgrades and maybe defects of the house or my overall opinion of the house, just walking through it. And I've done this for a couple buyers. Most times buyers want to put their eyes on the property themselves, but if I do a good tour, you know, they're fine with, it just depends on the buyer, they're fine typically with moving forward. But somebody should set some eyes on that property.
Yeah, because you and I have worked with, we had that one lady that was in Tokyo that was going to relocate, and then we worked with buyers that were living in another state that, for whatever reason, weren't able to travel down here. So, yeah, I mean, it's anything's doable. We just have to find a way to make it work. And if they have family or friends that work or live here, makes it so much easier for them.
That makes it a whole lot easier, because they're like, if they've never lived here in San Antonio, they're not very familiar with the areas or schools or whatnot, which I can tell them about areas and schools, but it just helps to have somebody here that they know and they fully trust as well. You know, I'm so willing to do the tours and stuff like that for them, but them having someone here, or if they're familiar with San Antonio, helps a lot. So it just depends on their situation.
It's funny that that comes up, because they'll ask me, you know, hey, where are you from? Well, you know, I can say that I've lived in San Antonio the better part of most of my life. Mm-hmm. I've lived in Houston. I've lived in Dallas. I've lived in different cities, and I can kind of give you an idea of what my experiences were and what I liked and disliked about where I lived, so that people can also, that are coming from out of state. I get this a lot with veterans or service members.
Sure. You know,
they're not familiar with it.
No, and maybe they want to stay close to the base.
Right, or a medical center or something that is more for their family. Mm-hmm. And they might ask, well, what if I live in this neighborhood? Well, great neighborhood.